Hello, everyone. Welcome to another episode of Afterthought with me, your host, Marshall. Just wanted to remind you guys that the social media is up and running. It's thriving. You can go on Instagram and check us out at AfterThought Pod. That is Afterthought Pod. And subscribe to our YouTube channel at AfterThought Podcast. Simple as that. And you will find us with my beautiful face on the cover. More information to come on other social media platforms. But for now, check us out on Instagram and YouTube. And now for the episode you've all been waiting for, Queen and Slim with Jalen and Sinque. They're back, y'all. Let's get it. All right, everyone. So we watched the movie. This is spoiler territory. So if you did not watch the movie, please don't just go watch it through us. Actually watch the movie. All right, let's get started. So our guests today are going to be familiar voices. First, we have Sinque, Sinqueezy,
Hey, Sinque,
What's
aka
up?
Sinqueezy in the house.
And then we have Jalen. Hey, baby.
Hey, Bombay JJ in the house.
Andrew. They back again, and this time we're doing the movie. We're doing the movie, like I said before, Queen and Slim. Now we talked about this. I think we talked about this last week, how that'd be a good movie to do. So we did it. I never got to see it. These two saw it, right? You guys saw it, right?
I saw it in the movie theater
Me as well.
Yeah,
back in the day.
I missed that. But I've been wanting to see it for a very long time, and we did. So now we finally get to talk about it. Okay, so the overview of the movie is a couple's first date takes an unexpected turn when a police officer pulls them over. And then what happens next is a journey on its own. So I'll start off. What you guys think?
Jalen,
I enjoyed the movie, definitely enjoyed the movie. And I think it's just a series of events that happen without the movie. It's just something that is unfortunate that happens to Black people from time to time.
Mm-hmm.
And even though they were good people, they're just caught in the wrong moment at the wrong time, which turns into a spiraling down to their eventual death at the end.
Yeah. What about you, Quay?
dang, skip to the end, why don't
Let's
you?
get right to the end. Tell me how you really feel.
Skip to the whole end. Jeez. Anyway, when I first saw it, I loved it, and I still like it now. It has the right amount of action, right amount of drama, right amount of energy, thrills, and I just liked the movie and the way it was shot and all that.
Yeah, I mean,
Very
this
black.
movie,
I love
yeah,
it.
this
Very
movie
black.
came out, the release date was November 27, 2019, and it feels like it just came out.
That sounds so long ago.
I know, right? It feels like it just came out with everything that's going on right now. And
Right.
yeah, it's interesting. So we're gonna get right into it. I liked it. I liked that the movie felt like a black exploitation movie that was done in recent times. You know, I always love a good vintage film, and
Mm-hmm.
this felt like that. It gave me a good soundtrack, which a lot of movies from back in the day used to have. And I don't know, it just the visual effects, everything just felt right, and it felt like it was taken care of, and it was thought about multiple times. Whereas some
Right.
movies you see, you feel like you watch it and you're like, they missed that detail, or what the hell's going on with that, or why was his hair looking like that? You know,
Right.
everything was done right. So I'll tell you right now okay, so we're gonna get right into what we liked. I love Indya Moore. So beautiful.
Yeah. Come on, Angel from Pose.
I know, so beautiful. Like when I saw her enter the scene, I was just like, this bitch is flawless.
She is too pretty. It's
Yes.
ridiculous
Yeah.
how pretty she is.
And then also the soundtrack when they got to the house, and I was like, because I actually was playing the Megan Thee Stallion song. What was the song called? It
Ride or die.
yeah.
Right.
I'm a ride like a stolen car. I got the
Oh,
best
Like, I
that you
heard that in
got.
the movie theater, I was like, hey.
Jalen shaking that ass. I was playing that in the
my
club
God.
way before I even saw the movie, and I was just like, I hope this was a good part of the movie or whatever. I hope people actually remember this, because I heard the soundtrack before I saw the movie, and I was like, this is a banger. So when I heard it, it was in that scene. It was kind of quiet. It wasn't a big song in the movie. It was a big song in the trailer, but yeah.
No, that
And
sounds
then
fire.
Slim's ass, that was my likes.
What?
When they were having sex in the car, I saw that scene and I was like, damn.
Listen. All right. Here's my thing. I've seen a good amount of movies, and I know what a sex scene looks like. That was no sex scene. They was doing it. I don't care what nobody says.
Right. You saw that part when he was sucking on her nipple?
I don't care what nobody says. They was in there doing it. That was no.
What?
You really felt that moment in the car, like this was gonna be their
Tension.
last time having sex, like ever. You just felt that energy throughout the scene.
They were fucking. There was penetration.
They
in
were.
that. Because what movie do you remember where they were sucking on the nipple?
I don't know.
I don't remember. I can't think of it right now. That was my like. I mean, I saw that and I was like, man, I've been in quarantine too long, or this pandemic, because this looked too good. This looked too good.
They was getting it in. That was real. That was real. I don't care what nobody say. That was real.
And I didn't like how that scene was mixed in with the protests, and then
Yeah.
I was like, this little black kid's shooting a damn cop, and I'm like, I don't want to see it.
That's the only thing I didn't like about the movie, because I was like, that made no sense to me. Like, I was so turned off by that. I was like, I don't understand. Like, what was the reason for that? It was so stupid.
Yeah. I'm about to touch on that in the next part, but I mean, did you guys find any? Did you have any other likes that I didn't mention?
I really liked the character development and how they matured throughout from the beginning, starting to the end.
Mm-hmm.
Like how she was a little bit hard on her exterior.
Right, she was not standoffish.
Yes. And then she softened up to become more like loving towards him, be vulnerable towards a man, because you could tell that she didn't have a lot of men in her life that she really was vulnerable with. And he was able to become that for her, what she was looking for in a man.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and I was watching a Q&A that I listened to the Read podcast. I saved it because I remember I didn't watch the movie, so I saved that episode of the Read for today. And I heard that, I guess Lena Waithe, she said she wanted Queen and Slim to resemble Malcolm X and Martin Luther King, whereas Queen was Malcolm X and Slim was more Martin Luther King. And by the end of the movie, they switch roles. Mm-hmm. So I thought that was really interesting, because it really was that. It was the battle of the two. And you saw in the movie how she wanted to do a prayer and she's atheist towards the end, and how Slim, I mean, what did he do that would resemble more of her? I mean, he was very much a church boy and very reserved. And he, like, when he first shot the guy, and he's like, this is not my life, this is not me. And then as he got through the movie, he kind of got that, I don't want to say that he turned into like the criminal, but he just kind of, I don't know. It seemed like he was just being in the moment more, kind of just like with the joint, with smoking weed in the back of the car. Like, he wouldn't have done that on a regular day,
Right.
Or maybe,
I enjoyed like the direction of the movie, like all the choices with like when I look at movies, I look at like the scenes and stuff. Like, I really enjoyed the direction, the cinematography of it. Like, and just small things like at the end. I mean, since we already, jumped to the end, Jalen
already done killed it through.
Like, just the moment of like that small moment of like when homegirl Queen got shot, and then Slim picked her up and was just walking with her. Like, just that small moment, I was like, damn, that's nice. Like, I just like small, like little tidbits like that made me really interested.
Lena Waithe, she I was listening to the interview and like every single detail was thought about. I mean, even the cop who shot her, I think, was thought about from the guy who was dropping them off because they were thinking like, oh, it was probably going to be a white guy who thought he was like hip hop and cool and black. And then they were like, nah, because sometimes it'd be our own people who are doing the worst to us. You know, like every single detail was thought
For
about.
real.
Yeah, and it felt very real. I mean, it felt like a story that I probably heard on the news, but it was elevated to a movie, but not in a way where it blew it out of proportion. That felt real.
I was
Even
like,
the
I was mad at that part. I was like, wow, really? It'd be your
hmm
own people sometimes, man.
Yeah, Jalen, what about you?
even the guy's wife from the couple that housed them in the house.
The white
The
guy.
married
The wife,
couple, yep.
yep. Even the wife, she was just like, they was like, wow, how much money do they have out for us? She's like 250,000 each. And then she was like, oh, that's all we're worth. Even like that amount of money to her, even though she didn't agree with them and what they were doing, she still didn't turn them in. But somebody who is black and knows what they're going through, that amount of money to him was enough to sell them out. And I
Yeah.
think that was a very powerful like message that she brought through in the movie.
Sometimes people just about the money. It's all
Yeah.
about the money.
You
That's
saw that
it.
man. You saw that man counting the money after when he saw the news of them shot and killed. He was
Right.
just like
Yeah.
counting. He's
He
like,
ain't
just another day, another dollar. And I was like, people be
he
really
ain't
like
care not
that.
one bit about it.
No, no. So, I mean, so let's get right into the next part. What were your dislikes, your big no-nos that you can think of off the top of your head that you were like, I just didn't like this part? Because
Well,
I have mine. Yeah.
it was the scene at the protest where
When
the
he
little
shot it.
boy
Yeah.
just shot the black cop after he was basically trying to be like, hey, listen, like just go home. Like I don't want to hurt you. Like he was giving him a warning because I feel like it was like a black thing. Like, listen, you black, I'm black. Like go home. I don't want nothing to happen, and still shot him in the head.
Because and that's the thing too, like we're older, so we see the layers to that. But I bet you there's a lot of kids out there who see a lot of this stuff personally, and they don't look at cops, even a black cop at that. They don't look at anything about who he is, what he might go through, what decisions he's making. They're just seeing trouble,
Yeah.
enemy, to the point where he was so mad he was like, I will find that gun and I will and you saw when he shot him, he was shook. Like I don't think he really meant it, but he was so angry. And kids be so expressive and they just be doing stuff and they don't think about it as much as say somebody's in their 20s or late 20s, you know and
Right.
about all the layers to it. Yeah, that was interesting that it was a black cop too, because if it was a white cop, I feel like the reaction would have been slightly different.
Yeah,
I
I
could
do feel that way too.
relate to that because the cop said, like, listen, I'm just trying to do my job and I'm trying to get you to like stand down. And my best friend's a cop. And one time she was asked a question like, why are you a cop? Like, why are you like being someone that we don't dislike in the community? Like,
Hmm.
I really want to know your thought process. And she just came off the top of her head is like, well, if you want change, you got to be the change. You can't say you want change and don't do anything about it. She was like, this is my way of do something about it.
Exactly. Because like not all police are the same. It's
No.
just the really bad ones that get the most attention
Mm-hmm.
that make everybody else look bad.
So
Yes.
somebody's got to stay in the room. You can't leave the room just because something is uncomfortable or weird. Sometimes you have to sit in that awkwardness. And does it make sense sometimes? Not all the time, but it helps to have familiar faces and weird places. That's a good lyric.
Sometimes.
My part on the top of my list of dislikes, I actually did not like the gas station scene. There's a couple of scenes obviously that I think everybody listening could think of,
Oh,
but the gas station scene, It was
When he gave the
just
boy what we gave
he
the guy the
gave him the
gun.
pistol and he left it loaded. Like this just goes to show you
Right.
how not a part of this life at all he is. He gave a loaded gun to the gas station guy. And like, don't you think that the word's gotten around about you? And this guy's sitting in the gas station with the radio and newspapers all around him. You're not thinking about that. But I'm like, it's already an out-of-body experience. Are you coming up in there trying to rob this guy? I'm like,
And
why didn't she do it?
he
She
had
should
the
have done
gun
it.
pointed at him for like a good minute too. So I'm like, how you gonna give this boy a loaded gun and then he's pointing it at you? Like,
He loved that power though. Oh, he loved that
right.
power.
You can
You know he
tell.
did.
You can
And
tell.
then Slim's eating, I had a problem with.
Oh my God.
Every time he took a bite, I was like, "You about to bite off your tongue or that fork?" Y'all ever like? Did y'all go back to that? Like that eating was aggressive.
That was obnoxious. That was really obnoxious. Like, why
That
are
was
you
very
eating?
aggressive.
Like, why are you eating like that's so excessive?
I mean, I'd be hungry sometimes, but dang, like that.
That's Quay eating some McDonald's fries right there.
No, that's me eating my crab legs. When it
It's
comes
so
to
funny
crab
because I can
legs, I
relate
eat just
to
like
that
that.
scene. Because when I was younger, my sister used to be like, "Why you eating with your mouth open? It's not smacking. No one wants to hear you eating." So that really like stuck with me. So when I eat now, I don't smack at all anymore.
I used to
Like
smack all the time.
I used to smack too.
Yeah, I see. I don't think about it. I think the only thing that I probably be thinking about is when I'm right around people that I care about. I don't know, and I'm eating Oreos. When I eat Oreos at home versus when I'm out, that's a whole different story. It's a weird process. Like I'm covering my mouth. I'm like, excuse me. I don't know. It's weird. You know, because I'm gonna be spitting all over the place and everything. I try not to think about it, but then when you don't think about it, you become the guy who's eating all loud and shit.
You know, it's like it's like at night when you try to be quiet, walking upstairs or something, and you make the most noise.
Yo,
If
big
you're in a movie
ass.
theater eating chips or something, you try to be quiet. Or you hear,
You try so hard to be quiet, and it's still loud.
yeah. But after that, when they were at the uncle's house, he wasn't eating with smacking like that, and she like looked, and like she was like she smiled at that.
She's like, okay, he's learning. He's learning. Can I like that's the clothes that they picked up and they changed into? Like, can we talk about her outfit? Like from head to toe, even with that bandage, I was like, work. Like, if it's not some Resident Evil, Nemesis,
But
body
out of
looking
all
right
things to wear, you picked a leopard dress
with them boots,
with the boot.
with them Solange boots. I was like, girl, you know you're gonna be running. You're running for your life. You're gonna wear them boots,
Right?
Because I didn't see any sneakers though; they were all heels and stilettos.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing. That's the thing. And then he had that tracksuit. He had my sneakers on. Y'all know the sneakers I like. He had them Reeboks on. Are those cool?
Are those cool anymore?
Are they cool?
I don't know. I know Feli's are back.
It's like me personally, I wouldn't wear them.
Oh.
That's just me personally.
I'm different, so I'll be.
You can bring them back. You can bring them back.
I'm gonna wear that. I'm gonna wear that hot ass sweatsuit. I don't know why people be wearing that type of sweatsuit and a freaking warm ass Florida heat.
Right. Wearing the whole nylon. What was it? Nylon?
It just looked polyester and suede and velour. Baby fat. Just hot.
Fat farm.
Yeah.
But I'm trying to think. I don't have a part that I really just like.
Well, I
dislike.
Yeah, I think it's safe to say the ending was probably the worst for all of us because we wanted them to win. But I mean, when does that happen in a situation like that? You know?
Yeah.
And one part, it was like a small part, but I don't know if you heard it, but it was like at the end after they got shot, and then the news report came on, and it was like police had to shoot them because they were armed and dangerous. Mind you, they have not one gun on them.
Nothing. And it was videotaped. That's the funny thing about this whole movie is that kind of kept me calm because I knew everything was recorded. So the word on the street wasn't so it was accurate. The only people who weren't accurate were the cops, but it just gave me comfort because a lot of times in movies, I don't like when there's the storyline is everybody thinks one thing, but the truth is actually this. I hate movies like that.
Right.
Like I know it adds the drama. It's, you know, it makes a good
Especially because
story.
you know the truth and it makes you mad that nobody else is figuring out the truth.
I'm not even picking it up. Not even picking it up. Like somebody's got to pick it up. But at least that was something that I was like, I can cling to that. You know, I can work with that.
I like how she did it on both sides. There were people that believed them and the people that didn't believe them. And it wasn't just like white people didn't believe them. Like she messed it up. Like there was white people that believed, that were trying to help them. And the black person, the guy that turned them in, the mechanic from the shop didn't believe them, didn't agree with them, even though he knew what happened. He still didn't agree what they did. It was just like, that's crazy.
What was your guys' favorite part in the movie? I know we already kind of talked about what your likes, but what was that scene that you took away from it? For me, it was the bar scene where they were alone and it was hot. They were drinking. The bartender's like, "We got you." That part, the lighting in that, the music, just everything. I wanted to be there. You know,
The atmosphere, the environment.
Oof.
For me, from a creative perspective, I just like the beginning of them, like the banter they had of them sitting at the diner table, just talking back and forth, and like that whole like direction of it. I don't know. I just like the way that was. I just like the way that was captured, and the angles and just the back and forth of dialogue.
Yeah. What about you, Jalen?
I do like the dancing scene where they're in the bar, but I'll pick something else since you already picked that.
No. If that's your scene, that's your scene.
No. There's a lot of.
Because I know Jalen for his birthday. Side note, Jalen's birthday's coming up. Happy birthday!
Hey.
And you know Jalen's gonna be doing some of that, but he's gonna be drunk. Socially distanced. You know,
Capricorn season.
Wink, wink.
I don't know what he's gonna be doing, but I know Jalen's gonna be having the time of his life. Okay.
Yes, I am always.
No, but what were you gonna say? Sorry.
But one thing I liked on like I don't know how to put this, like not intellectual, just like on a moral perspective, is the difference of opinions that the garage owner had from his son. Like he raised him, so he ingrained his ideals in him, how he should be raised and stuff. But they still had two different viewpoints on the same situations. That means I just felt like she was trying to hint to like the newer generation is gonna be the change that the world is coming through. That's what I got from that scene, and I thought that was like a really impactful and powerful scene.
Yeah, this movie overall was just a well done movie, and I knew it was. I mean, Lena Waithe always be putting out the best content. So Issa Rae, you know, this is like
I love Issa Rae.
Yeah, this is like a Spike Lee like territory right here. You know the movie's gonna come out. It's gonna be good. It's gonna be artsy. It's gonna be visually just appealing. This movie was well done, which brings me to another. Did you know? Oh, you had something to say, Quay?
Yeah, can I just mention before we were talking about like doing this movie, and Jalen had mentioned the funny part of how homegirl.
Oh my god, that's my favorite scene. That's my favorite
how they was trying to escape the house, and she told Slim like, "You're gonna jump, let him know you can roll," and then she did it.
She messed up.
She didn't do. She just fell straight to the ground. She didn't even try to brace it.
Straight. I'm like, how you gonna tell somebody else what to do, but you don't?
I laughed my ass off that scene. I'm like, look at you looking stupid.
You're dumb.
That's something I would do. I'd be like, you just gotta do it. And then he did it. It was beautiful. He was like a gazelle.
I know he was just like, "You okay?"
And then, well, actually, now you got me into it. One of the girls in the house, not Indya, the other girl, she was a lot of character. Let me tell you.
The one that was fucking the cop.
Her and the guy, the daddy to that little fat boy. That
He
took
got a lot
me.
of nerve. A
That
lot of
took
nerve.
me. Took me. That is customers that I have dealt with in the past.
He had a lot of nerve calling somebody else fat though. I was like, boy, please. And then talking about his mama. Like
I know.
right.
I was like, "Ooh, this is so messy," but that felt real.
It did.
All right. So, the did you knows? I mean, the only thing that I was really pulling from was the interview that I saw from the read. I mean, I really got some good insight. You forget that a lot of these details that you see in the movie, they're thinking about every single detail from the color of the horse to the color of the boots. So it was really interesting to listen to it. But I guess so the two main characters were never referred to as Queen and Slim, which I don't think I've heard that. But in fact, let me see, including their interaction with each other and other characters, the only time they are referred to by name are in the news reportings covering the manhunt for them, which gave them their names. So that was something that they wanted to do. They didn't want to say their names early. They didn't want anybody to say it. They wanted the news to kind of say it, because a lot of people that you see getting, killed or wrongfully put in jail, or was in a sticky situation, you wouldn't know about them, like George Floyd. You wouldn't know about any of them until this turns into what it turns into. So I thought that was interesting. So I have one would you rather and one would you rather only. Would you rather be Queen or Slim? That's
Slim.
Slim. Jalen? He's thinking. He's thinking, because we have character development. We have two different ideas.
Right.
I would say Queen because I more identify with her more.
Okay. I get any reasons why, or just both of you,
Because I feel like she always has her guard up with everybody. Doesn't matter who it is.
Okay.
I feel like very similar with me. She doesn't really let people in. Like she has to really trust that person to let them in, which is like similar to me. And the last reason is the way she died. She got shot once and she was dead. And homeboy took a couple bullets before he died. So I wouldn't want to go out that way.
Jalen get one to the heart and be like, "Oh, I'm done."
He trying to be in and out like Mulatto.
You like, "Bye, sweetie."
No, Jalen would be Slim, and then his queen gets shot. He'd be like, "Don't piss me off."
You gonna go out like Queen Latifah and set it off. Don't piss me off.
Day after day.
I thought about it, and I think I would be I feel like I would be Slim just on a regular day, but I feel like if I knew my life was coming to an end like that, and I knew my story was my whole life was tainted by this and there's really no way out, I feel like I would act like Queen, because at this point there's no reason to be scared. I just gotta go. Like, especially the scene where she jumped out of the window. It's like, this is what we have to do. We got to do it. We don't know what's going to happen, but either that or you're just going to sit there and look at me stupid. So we have to go. We have to go.
But you broke your arm, though. So you ain't do it right.
Well, I mean, at least I put in the effort. At least I got you to jump. But yeah, no, I think overall I'd be Queen. See, I don't always want to pick the character that's like, yeah, I tell him, I do it. I'm gonna do it.
I would be,
but Slim. I feel like I would be Queen.
I'd definitely be Slim, because like throughout the whole movie, like he didn't want to leave. He didn't know he just wanted to go home basically, and that's how I am. Like when it's like stuff that like scares me like that, and like stuff that's like really like
shut down.
I just want to go home,
You're like,
like,
I don't want
because
to
I
do
feel
it.
safe when I'm at home. Like, I don't want to do it. I want to go home. Like, I want to talk to my mom, whatever.
Yeah.
So I'd be more of a slim. Like, I'll have to go with what's happening, but I wouldn't really be comfortable with like what's going on.
Yeah.
So
I
what
get in
rating?
sticky situations. I'm like, I gotta do this. I just go hyper thinking, like, you just gotta do this, do this, do
Yeah.
this.
I got to get it done. I got to figure it out. I got to get it done.
I
Yeah.
have one. So
Oh,
in the
yeah.
movie,
Damn, I done skipped over y'all. Sorry. Woo.
so in the movie, she was after they shot the cop. She was like, "Let's go." He was like, "No." So would you rather have gone, or would you have stayed?
I would have. I would have.
I have a question. Before you answer, Marshall, I have a question. Are all the
Yeah.
variables the same as the movie, or just like if you were in your own town and this happened?
Like everything's the same as the movie. So like if you leave, everything that happens in the movie happens. But if you stay, I don't know what happens when they stayed. But
I would stay. I know that probably doesn't sound fun, and especially nowadays, I don't even know what to believe it. I don't know. But I feel like I would stay just because I feel like I can work with that angle, and there be some light at the end of the tunnel versus if I run away to Cuba. Like that just sounds, yeah, I don't know. That just sounds crazy to me.
I feel like in the movie they kind of like not regretted their decision, but when they found out like that cop has done this before, and it was like actually video of what happened.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like they were like, he was like, he done this before. They're like, yeah, he didn't know, like he killed this other black dude driving his daughter to school, and like I feel like they kind of regret the decision in that moment. But to answer your question, I would probably have stayed.
Yeah. What about you, Quay? Would you have stayed or left?
I probably would have left.
Quay's like, I'm going home under my bed sheets.
I get nervous, so I gotta go.
I'm like, Quay, where are you going?
See, my thought
Let me know what happened.
Like, you run, you're gonna get caught eventually, anyways.
I
But
know.
if you stay, you're gonna get caught, and you won't have that stigma of like you did this on purpose, and that's why you ran. That's why a lot of people like when people run after stuff, they're like, "Why did you run? You should have ran."
Fight or flight. Fight or flight.
Right.
Yeah. Jalen, do you have a would you rather before we move on to the next part?
Okay.
It's okay if you don't, because I mean,
I do have one. When she said she defended her uncle for killing her mom, would you have defended your uncle, or would you not care and just let him go to jail?
in my circumstances, he would have gone to jail, period. But in their circumstances, because there was towards the end, I forgot, but towards the end, she explains what the real situation was, and I think it kind of justified why, it wasn't like, oh my God, you just killed her. She was perfect. How could you kill her because she's so perfect? I think there was more layers to that. So I don't think he meant it, or I don't even remember. Oh, I just watched it.
They were arguing and he pushed her and she fell down the stairs.
Yeah, he pushed her. Yeah. So it wasn't like he meant that. And I think he has a good heart, and I think she definitely has that over him. So in the story, I don't know. I don't know. I don't think I would. I would do exactly what she's doing, because I mean, unless he shot her and meant it, and she didn't do anything wrong. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I feel like y'all are in the same boat with me with that.
Can I do one more? This is a good one.
Yeah, sure. We trying to get that time today.
In the set scene, would you rather have been Queen or Slim?
Oh, you nasty. You nasty bitch. Ooh, you nasty. You had to say that nasty. You would think about that. Ooh, you nasty. Quay.
Let's see. depending on what day it is. But if we're talking today, I would have been Slim.
Okay. Oh, she versatile.
Hey.
Slim. Jalen?
I would have been queen.
Jalen would have been queen.
Jalen would have been queen. He'd be like, yes, sweetie. Get them strokes in, sweetie.
Don't piss me off.
Oh, it's hot. Oh, aren't you sweating?
It's like, give it to me. That passion. That fucking passion where it's at.
He gonna bite your nipple. You can be like, oh, sweetie. All right, guys. So next segment, we're gonna rate this movie. So from last week, I'm gonna say it, but you're gonna know. 1 is the worst. 4 is best movie I've ever watched in my life. I'm gonna get the poster. And then in between, and 2, 3. So what would you guys rate this movie for you? And then I'll give my answer. Out of 4 stars.
For me, even though I didn't like the scene, whatever that part was, I still give it a 4 because like the whole entire movie was good. Like I said, the cinematography and direction, and I just like the feeling of it as well. No. So I give it a 4.
Okay, Jalen.
That was well done.
I feel like this movie gave me a lot. It gave me the emotion. It gave me the visuals. It gave me the storyline, and it gave me a reason to watch it again. So I would definitely rate it a 4.
Okay, I would rate it a 3. I gotta be hard on y'all. No, it wasn't my ultimate favorite movie, but it definitely gave me everything I needed. 3. And we're gonna speed it up because the Zoom chat's gonna end. Moving on. So final thoughts. I thought great story, great movie. I can't wait to see what she does next. I'm sure she's done a lot since this movie because I'd be watching things late. But
Lena?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, she does.
Because she's got a TV show and all this other stuff that she's working on that's probably on hold right now. Everybody's in this pandemic. Yeah, I mean, any final thoughts real quick before we wrap this show up?
It was great. I loved it. And yeah.
Jalen?
Go watch it.
I love Queen of Slim. I love that picture that they took on the car.
Oh, that was a good one.
Oh, that was a good
iconic.
Picture.
Iconic.
At the end on the wall.
And the ending Lauryn Hill song. Love that song.
Yeah, that really wrapped it up. All right, guys. Well, that is another episode of a show that I'm still naming. So I actually thought of another name, and I don't know if I want to keep the name that I actually had in the first couple episodes. So
Say their names, Mom.
I know. I am still trying to figure it out. I have all the socials ready for both. I'm gonna talk to y'all after, and we're gonna talk about it. So I'm gonna say, I'll see y'all. I will probably tell y'all to subscribe to it, to another clip, whatever. I don't know.
Peace and hair grease.
Huh?
Peace and hair grease.
Yeah, peace and hair grease. Have a lovely week, day, night, everyone.
Year. Happy 2021.
Happy 2021. Hopefully this is going to be better. If you guys have any suggestions or anything when I finally post this on movies, or if you want to come on the show, come on down. I can't wait to see what happens next. All right. Well, I will talk to you guys later.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.